It is I, JJJinks, and I bought a whole bunch of budget knives from Amazon. I kept the price between $10 and $27, and I give my thoughts, concerns, and overall review of these knives after carrying them with me every day for an entire week, so that you don't have to. The important questions are they any good? Do you get your money's worth? Join me in this review series. This is JJJinks Truck Stop Knives! Episode 6, Eafengrow EF65, $24.99. Okay, everybody, we're going back to an old brand that I've reviewed before. This is Eafengrow yet again. Only this knife is a little different. I really wanted to like that first Eafengrow knife. I feel like they had the potential was there. Their machining was fine. The quality was pretty good, except for like all the problems I had. So I got another Eafengrow. This time I got something a little bit smaller. It's 4 inches or 10 centimeters long. The blade is 3 inches or 8 centimeters long, and the overall length is 7 inches, which is 18 centimeters. This is the EF65. Now, they make another one called the I don't remember if it's 64 or 66. It's one number up or one number down. And it's basically the same knife, except it comes with a drop point blade. I decided to go with the Tanto. The pivot is on bearings, so it's got that going for it. Scales, same as before, they are G10, which is a fiberglass laminate, and I got it in jade, with the translucent one, but it comes in a lot of different colors. You can get this knife in black, tan, navy blue, teal, yellow, or just blue, and then the jade. So the clip is high ride tip up only. That's the only location you can have it on, and it is a liner lock. So, now that we got the vitals out of the way, the things that I liked about this knife, the deployment, as with the other model, very, very smooth. And it's got good jimping behind the blade here. That's just like well done jimping, the way it's not too aggressive. It's just enough, and that's kind of naturally where your thumb goes. The simple design and the smaller size compared to the other knives I've been looking at. The clip was a little bit tight at first, but after maybe the first day, it loosened up to the point where I could get it in and out of my pocket pretty comfortably. It is pretty well put together. If you look at the tolerances there, look at the space between the blade and the liners. So yeah, that compactness really pleased me. This was a joy to use. Now this knife does vaguely look like the Civivi Chronic, but it's not. It just kind of has the similar size and shape. So at first, when I first got it, I was like, oh crap, I just got a copy of a Civivi, didn't I? It's not. Totally different construction, just similar looking, which kind of makes me think that since I enjoyed this knife so much, that maybe I would like a Civivi knife. The Elementum is attractive looking, but the Chronic is a lot more like this one, and if I ever do get a Civivi someday, then maybe I would go with it. Now, you might notice that the steel is D2. It says it right there. But I am not sure about that. I'm going to link it down in the description. There's a guy who bought some Eafengrow knives. It was the 0456 model, actually, I think. And he sent it out to a metal plant, smelting plant or something like that, where they have the capability of determining the steel type. And it was not D2 steel. I don't remember which steel it identified as, but it very clearly said D2 steel, just like this one does. But it was, I think, a 440 steel. So if they lied on that one, they're probably lying on this one too. because for the price of this knife, that's roughly the cost of a billet of D2 steel. So I find it hard to imagine that they could sell this knife at this price point with a D2 steel blade. So I guess that's one negative, is that it's probably fake D2 steel. Another thing I didn't like about it, if you look at the liner lock, it's got a neat design in that they've kind of milled out some of the steel to make it easier to grab onto, but somehow it's still not very easy to grab onto. And that's because the liner is flush with the scale. So you have to like kind of push your thumb down into it to gain access to it. And that was tricky. That took me quite a while to master. The other thing I don't like about it is that I mentioned this jimping before, but only half of it is really useful because, again, it's flush with the scales, so you have to like push your thumb down into it to even use the jimping. Otherwise, you just slide on your thumb on the liners. So it's a half useful jimping. It's too flush. The only other negative thing that I think I could say about it is if you look, where are they? All right. If you look in there, do you see right about where my index finger is? There's that hole right there. And there's another one on the other side. I have no idea what those are. I guess weight reduction, maybe skeletonization. They're like mystery holes. It kind of makes me wonder, is there a pin missing? Did it fall out? Is that to aid in manufacture at some point? That would be my only guess. So I saw those mystery holes there, and it just kind of bugged me, like, do I have an incomplete knife? Or were those drilled just to like hold it into a mill or a lathe or something? I just, so many questions. I have an inquisitive mind, and it remains unanswered. Anyway, when you add up all the likes and all the dislikes, the ultimate question is, would I recommend this knife? Well, this was actually kind of a joy to use. I really liked everything about it. The shape, the way it fit in the pocket, the deployment. And it does really make me really want a Civivi now, because I think it would be a lot like this one, but better, most likely. About double the price, but that's okay, because this was only, what, 25 bucks? So yeah, I would recommend this knife. It's a neat little knife. If you prefer the different blade shape, you can get the different blade shape. If you like a different color, you can get a different color. This was a good experience for me. Join me next week, where I carry the War Tech Buckshot.